Hey there, guys and gals. This is BL Blankenship, and I'm only going to take a very, very few minutes. Okay, so I'm like a really loquacious person. That means that you use a lot of words to say something that may not necessarily need them. Why say two or three when like 87 will do? Um, but anyway, I'm right now. I'm doing a casting call, unpaid. We'll like put out like links for your stuff or whatever for people that are involved in the indie comics or the mainstream comics, any kind of comics community. If you are a comic book shop person, if you're somebody that just talks them, if you're a writer, if you're an artist, whatever, I'm looking to put together just kind of like a little podcast thing. This is besides the podcast stuff that I do for iShook. Of course, that'll be good for them. Every little bit helps, right? It's like all of these artists and writers that you see that they've wrote for Marvel, they've wrote for DC, they've wrote for Dynamite, whatever. And every little bit helps because it helps notoriety. It's good for you, it's good for me, it's good for the industry, all that. But just to discuss the here and now and whatnot, maybe just even like a little kind of entourage get together. I don't know if that's the right word or the word that I mean anyway, but just kind of like a group of people that we can just get together and do this ever so often. Right now, I believe that you can see that I'm using the absolutely free version of Restream. You're able to have 6 people on at a time, and you're able to do 20 hours per month. So I thought, hey, let's just go ahead, try it out, see how it works. Super user friendly program, by the way. Benny, the CEO of iShook, says that it is the #1 streaming program because you can be on so many different interfaces. You can play music, by the way, while you're talking, like what I'm doing. And there's even a few that I could do like right now. Christmas, New Year's, I think that there's kind of like a hip hop type thing. It's not with words, it's just like you can play like little light things behind you or whatever to kind of get some kind of vibe or jive or whatever. You can do an ad thing like that. I'm pointing in the opposite direction. The way that I am. Or you can do where's it? The yes, the Amazon thing like that. And you can also switch them out, change them out, trade them up, whatever. Both of those will take you to the exact same place. I'm just showing how it's done, that they're there. Had a nice time chatting with Mike Barron here this morning. I feel like things are a lot better if they're a conversation instead of a monologue. Let me just tell you a brief little bit about myself. So I've written and published over 100 songs, over 13 albums. You can find them on Spotify, on YouTube, on iTunes, whatever. If I had some of these fan bases that were like devoted to doing stuff, man, you could just make me money just by streaming that stuff all the time. Go on vacation, just stream it. Whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of songs out there. My band name and what people call me that know me from the world of gospel music, it's Southern gospel, even though it's more in like the Pentecostal rockabilly outlaw country variant of that, is Ben Jam, and that's spelled capital B, capital E, capital N, asterisk, capital J, capital A, capital M. So just like Spinal Tap, we have no lowercase letters in the name, and the band is Ben Jam, and I'm Ben Jam. But you can find all of the songs on Spotify, all grouped together. When you look on YouTube, you'll find out that there are other people that their first name is Benjamin. That's what the B in BL stands for. The L stands for Lee, Lee. But there's other people that have called themselves Ben Jam. So I've got that. My first several books that I wrote were nonfiction, and they were under Benjamin Blankenship, and they're theological leadership books. And then everything that I do within the realm of fiction is BL Blankenship. So yeah, there's a whole lot that you can find that's there. Raised up teething on the pew in church, 6th-generation Church of God. We're talking like Trinity Pentecostal, speaking in tongues, the whole 9 yards. Yeah. I not only have like the whole theologian thing going on, but I see it, in life and everything. And I mean, I just try to live for the Lord the best that I can. And right now I look kind of like an Old Testament prophet or a homeless person, and people that actually know me, that are close to me, And I don't go around saying when I'm fasting because you don't really do that. But I only told them in this situation that I took a Nazarite vow because they would wonder why I wasn't cutting my hair for a prolonged amount of period of time. So the whole long hair thing, the whole beard thing, where I'm looking like Captain Caveman, it's an as unto the Lord. I've had interesting experiences in church. I've pastored two different churches. The last one I pastored for 7.5 years. It left me really broken. All kinds of stuff going on. So I mean, that's just I'm only saying that so you know just who is this guy as a person. So I mean, I love the Lord. The books that I wrote, a lot of them were really extreme, like horror that was set in the 1900s because I just kind of write the type of things that I like to watch. And some of it too is that I hate being put in a box, and people will do that. People have said, "Man, you are a really fantastic Southern gospel songwriter." Like that's the only thing that I could write. It's a difference in where you breathe, and that's about it. So I did Christian rap, I did Christian metal, some different types of stuff. Music is sacred to me. When I was 18 years old, and when my uncle passed away, that had that gift, I asked God for it, and the Holy Spirit came down in the room. It was like fire shooting through me, and I've been able to write songs ever since. It held for about the first verse and a chorus, and then kind of felt that taper off, and I'm like, oh, it's like God's telling me that I've got to actually hone this ability, showed me that I've got it. Now go get it. I'm disgusting. I'm like John Lennon or something. I'm one of these people that can sit there and write on a dinner napkin in 5 minutes, and it's just like others wish that they could do that. That's God. That's what He did for me. I said I would always honor Him with my musical abilities and everything. I'm very opinionated on music. I have a very broad taste for it. I was raised really strict. I was legalistic and everything. All through my younger life. I mean, I didn't wear pants from the age of or shorts. I mean, from the age of 14 to 24, I wore pants like all the time, even in the heat of summer. People don't understand that don't know what like old time holiness and all is, like teetotaler and all that. That means like no alcohol ever, anti-tobacco, all that. You know, like really extreme. I would wear like a ton of cologne. You could smell me coming. I've always smelled really good. I have good taste in cologne, and I'm like a fragrance junkie. But yeah, anyway, I was just putting this out there for anybody that might want to get into talking indie comics and the whole comics thing. I cover stuff from the mainstream. If you're on my LinkedIn page, you know, if you're not, check my LinkedIn page. I cover mainstream stuff. I cover indie stuff. I have people from every faction of indie and mainstream comics, pretty much, that that like me or like my stuff or whatever, to to whatever point. I'm pretty well received because I don't really go after anybody. If I don't like something, I just don't read it. I stop reading it. I'll say, hey, I didn't like this, and I'll move on and I'll live my life like we all should. I don't like build up something on like with the base of discontentment or what have you. So that's who I am. BL Blankenship, Ben, whatever. And yeah, if you want to do that, reach out to me. You're probably seeing this on YouTube or LinkedIn or my author page on Facebook or my Twitter page. You know how to get to me. If you want to talk, let's talk. That's pretty well it. If you want to click on any of these links, buy any of my books, you can find all of my fiction literature there, and you can find multiple comic books as well there, and you can find a storybook that's illustrated called Chronicles of the Velveteen Preacher. It's got like more subtitles than that, but yeah, that's on there too. That's illustrated. That's kind of kid friendly if your kids like they were raised in the 80s. So I don't know. I grew up on The Secret of Nim. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say. I wanted to make this super short, and my wife is gonna get on to me if I make it any longer than it has been. It's time for me to shut up and go to bed. You all have a wonderful night. Let me know if you want in on this. If not, totally cool. Keep on